Hey guys, it's Steven, and today on You're So Vegan, we're going to make a delicious veggie tofu pasta bake. What I'm doing is I'm incorporating a bunch of really good vegetables like mushrooms, corn, and shaved Brussels sprouts with some pasta. And then I'm mixing it with a ricotta-like filling of tofu, nutritional yeast, spices, some vegan sour cream, and some vegan cheese. So it's basically a big veggie baked casserole, and I top it with vegan cheese and some panko breadcrumbs. For this recipe, you'll need sliced, cleaned Brussels sprouts and mushrooms, a half a cup of nutritional yeast, which will give it the cheesy flavor, your favorite vegan sour cream, 1 onion that we'll cut up in a little bit, 2 ears of fresh corn, your favorite vegan cheese that's shredded. I got the cheddar jack flavor, and this is a brand I haven't tried yet. So delicious, so we're gonna see how that works out as well. Your favorite firm tofu, a variety of spices that I'll talk about in a little bit, panko breadcrumbs, and I like the panko because we're gonna coat the casserole on top of that, and it's gonna create a nice crusty top for our casserole. And finally, just some olive oil. So let's get started. So we're first gonna start with a hot pan, and we're going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil. Now, you don't always have to use oil if you don't want to. A lot of people prefer not to, which is totally fine. But because this is the only fat we're gonna be using in the entire dish, 1 tablespoon I don't think really hurts anyone. And so we are going to get the pan all nice and hot. And then we're going to add our vegetables. So we're gonna add in our sliced mushrooms and Brussels sprouts. And then we're going to add our onions and our fresh shaved corn. And we'll want to give this a stir to get all the vegetables evenly distributed. And we're going to cook this on high for about 10 minutes just to get the vegetables wilted and cooked. And while we're at this part of it, let's go ahead and add a little bit of kosher salt. And we'll add the other spices once the vegetables cook down a little bit. You can see everything is getting pretty wilted, so that is when we're getting close to adding our spices. To this mixture, I just added a heaping teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, dried thyme, and black pepper. In a mixing bowl, you have a 14-ounce block of firm tofu. I like to use the firm because it holds up better in a dish like this. And then we're going to add, I would say 2 big dollops of your favorite vegan sour cream. This helps give it some richness and creaminess. And then a half a cup of nutritional yeast will go right on top. And then the cheese shreds. You want to give yourself like a nice big handful of these guys and just dump it in there. We're gonna add more cheese to the top of the casserole, but this is just for the inside for the mixture. Now the best way to get this all incorporated is, you know what I'm gonna say, it's the old hand trick. So I'm going to mush all this up until it gets to the consistency of a thick ricotta cheese filling. Then we're going to add our mixed vegetables directly into the ricotta filling. You want to make sure you get all the caramelized vegetables from the bottom of the pan. They have a lot of flavor, you don't want to lose on that. You want to bake this for about 10 to 15 minutes until the cheese gets melty and the breadcrumbs get brown. Guys, our pasta, tofu, and veggie bake is done, so let's take a taste and see how it came out. So I plated a serving up here. Make sure I get everything in my first bite. Some of the mushroom, the Brussels sprouts. Those panko breadcrumbs like make it. It's so crunchy on top, and then inside you have the tofu mixture that's really rich and creamy, and the mushrooms and onions and Brussels sprouts all kind of interspersed throughout the mixture. Really savory. This makes for a really great meal. Put a salad on the side and you're good to go. The other thing is I made this dish without red sauce. Some people like red sauce in their pasta dishes. It would totally work with this. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like it below and subscribe to my channel. You could also hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Links are all below. I hope this dish inspires you to go out, get the ingredients, cook this up for your family or for yourself, and see what you think. So good.